What it means is you've got no wealthier by owning the S&P 500, even though it's gone up. Right. So what an asset is future deferred consumption. You buy an asset to maintain value so you can do something with it. Now, the S&P's done a good job at offsetting debasement, but it hasn't gone up. So you haven't actually got richer. You've maintained the same. Real estate is the little bit confusing. Well, gold, let's deal with gold. Gold has done a terrible job in all of this, which was surprising to me. I thought it would have done better. Right. Real estate does underperform, but don't forget, most real estate uses leverage, so it actually probably ends up a bit better. So it probably looks more like the S&P. But none of these things have added to your wealth. The only things that have added to your actual wealth, i.e. your ability to buy more in the future of other assets or whatever, is technology and crypto.
Bitcoin is unlikely to see its first spot price exchange-traded fund, ETF, in the United States soon. That is the opinion of trading firm QCP Capital, which in its June 22nd market update warned about spot ETF's prospects. The Bitcoin price has gained more than 20% since BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, applied to list a U.S. spot Bitcoin ETF. This would be the first of its kind, as all such spot ETF applications have been rejected so far by the U.S. regulator responsible for approving ETFs, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. While institutional involvement in the Bitcoin space is destined to increase, QCP says, the current makeup of the SEC means that spot ETFs getting the go-ahead remains unlikely. The picture is complicated by current SEC Chair Gary Gensler, under whose leadership the body delivered lawsuits against major crypto exchanges Binance and Coinbase. However, with Gensler as head of the SEC, we are not confident of the actual ETF approval happening in the near term. Hello and welcome to Money Talks. In today's video, we have Raoul Pal shares his prediction for Bitcoin after the big rally, and if this is the best time to buy more Bitcoin or not. So without wasting any time, let's dive into the video.
You might take some short-term pain, you might not. We don't know yet. A lot of people, skeptics, will say, well, everyone's going to get screwed with higher energy prices in Europe until they sort this out. Let's see. But anyway, there's a big thing. There's some really big things going on. So we've got a technological revolution that could provide the answer to the productivity issue. The other part of it will be demographics as the baby boomers leave the workforce. So what I'm thinking is we will drive up GDP growth and we will lower the number of people in populations. The net result is a higher per capita income, which we've seen in Japan and other countries. And I think we can accelerate that process so people get richer. Now, there is other issues about will jobs be replaced? How do we replace that? That's one step at a time. So I'm actually very optimistic, firstly about asset prices. Because of this issue of debasement, we can make money from it, and we know which assets rise more, crypto technology. So that's going to help us unfuck our future. And this productivity miracle is where the answer is going to lie. So, I'm very much in line with Neil Howe's fourth turning. I think this is a fourth turning moment. I think what is going on is of an order of magnitude the largest technological change mankind has ever seen in the shortest period of time. And it's amazing to be alive in a period like this. I mean, people don't realize that a third of the Amazon workforce is now robots. And one day, it'll all be robots. And we'll be going, oh my God. If Elon and others get their technology right, we will have humanoid robots. And this technology is not that far away. By the end of the decade? I mean, really? And our cars that drive us, so they are now intelligent robots that drive us? I mean, look what we're doing in space as well. I mean, there is so much going on that you can't fathom it.
Some news sources have been fond of making comparisons between Bitcoin's price action and that of other assets. In particular, the two most commonly compared asset classes are gold and tech stocks. While a correlation holds, it tends to be a big news story. Throughout much of 2022 and early 2023, for example, the Bitcoin trades in tandem with tech stocks narrative was prevalent. Since that correlation has broken down, however, there doesn't seem to be much related news coverage. Now a new narrative has taken the spotlight, that of Bitcoin's correlation to gold. Ever since the failures of Silvergate, Signature Bank, and Silicon Valley Bank in March, both assets have rallied. Both of these narratives make sense on the surface. If Bitcoin is to be seen as a speculative asset, then it might trade similarly to a tech stock. And if Bitcoin is more of a safe haven asset, a correlation to gold seems reasonable. It's important to note, however, that correlations can come and go. Just because two assets share a correlation for a time doesn't always mean they share a place in the market long term, and when zooming out to larger timeframes, it might be possible to rule out correlations of any kind. Year to date, Bitcoin has gained roughly 58%, rising from $16,600 at the start of the year to over $26,000 today. On the same time frame, the Nasdaq has gained about 36%, rising from 11,000 to just shy of over 15,000. Meanwhile, gold has risen by just over 7% YTD.
Yeah, and humans don't deal with exponentiality very well. We can't think in those terms. And what we're dealing with here is not just Metcalfe's law of kind of network adoption, but we're dealing with all of these things compounding on each other, which is called Reed's law. It's very, very, very hard to get your head around. And I don't think our current infrastructure of government and establishment can even vaguely deal with it. I mean, look, they haven't dealt with regulation of the internet, let alone bloody crypto. How the hell are they going to deal with this? Well, they're just not set up to do it because nobody knows because it's moving too fast. You know, they tried to call a 6-month moratorium on AI. That never happened. So, you know, everybody's just heads down building more because now it's a competitive race because you've got money as the output. So everyone's like, well, we just need to win. So then Google accelerates, Microsoft accelerates, Stability AI accelerates, everybody accelerates because that's the game. And just say, I need to own technology and crypto. And when we're turning at the turning points in the cycle is when I need to own the most of it. You know, and so that's been driving me. Global liquidity bottomed in June. That's when I added to my ETH bet, and ETH was the first to bottom. When we got round to November, when other liquidity measures started bottoming, crypto, and October, Bitcoin and equities bottomed. Perfectly in line. And Ethereum didn't make a new low, so that was an interesting one to me. And that was another point to add to this bet. And then I was waiting for the hypothesis to play out a little bit further, and then I added a lot to as much of this as I could, both in crypto and technology. Now, to be clear, and this is Real Vision Crypto Daily Briefing, crypto massively outperforms technology over this process. Always has done. When we got to 2019, when we reached this point in 2019, and the Fed stopped hiking, Bitcoin was up over 300% at one point during that year and finished the year up 90. The Nasdaq finished up about 25, and exponential age growth end of technology stocks finished up about 35. Right now, we've gone through a bigger down cycle, and right now, the Nasdaq's up 36%. The exponential age basket is up 55%, and Bitcoin's up 80%. I don't know how the year's going to end out. Well, I do, I think, because of the everything code. And I think it's significantly still higher from here, which is a lot of people struggle with this, struggle with why didn't equities have another down leg, because we're going into recession, and same with crypto. I'm just very, very bullish.
So what's your price prediction for Bitcoin at the end of 2023? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching.